This episode of News Dump is brought to you by Masterclass and Omaha Steaks.
All right, first updates, and then, BlizzCon, and then some entertainment news to wrap up this pretty chaotic week where more than half of the entire country was frozen solid. And speaking of all of that, and of course, flying Ted Cruz, who got caught trying to ditch his frozen state of Texas to lay on the beach in Cancun, Mexico. Turns out, somehow, some way, the story actually got worse. Because as you'll recall, within his excuses about why he had to all of the sudden head down to Cancun, you'll know that one of the reasons was that his house was freezing and far too cold for his family to survive comfortably.
His wife was complaining about it in text messages that their neighbors, who apparently hate them, leaked to the media.
Yeah, the text messages are great. Who's with us? We'll come back Sunday?
No response.
It's
no
not
one
a
likes
crime,
these
but
people.
It's incriminating.
Yeah.
The scandal. It's incriminating the scandal.
Yeah.
And it's just hilarious. Well, look, house, very cold. Kids, unhappy. Got to go to Cancun. But I guess Ted's good dad routine doesn't extend to the family dog. Because regardless of whether or not he was coming back the next day or a few days later, as was originally planned on the tickets that he purchased from United, the Cruz family dog was left at home in the freezing cold while they jetted off to Mexico.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the Cruz family would have someone looking after the dog. And one of the reporters who walked up to the place said there was a security guard just hanging out in a car outside.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm watching the dog.
The dog is fine. Are you sure it's not cold? No, it's fine.
But yeah, the image that was taken by a reporter for New York Magazine is just another completely absurd entry into this already ridiculous real-life story of a man who simply can't stop himself from being on the wrong side of history at every turn. Mm-hmm. Just this tiny fucking toy dog
staring out the window, wondering where its family is.
Where's my family? I'm cold. And yeah, by his own admission, or at least as a part of his story about the escort mission that he was on in Mexico, my daughters need me to escort them to Mexico, where I will abandon them.
Am I a good enough father to do it?
But yeah, according to Ted Cruz, the house was freezing, and the only heat at the house when they were there was being provided by a fire. So that dog is obviously going to be cold. And the fact that it's just sitting there at the door, staring out and wondering where everyone is, it is heartbreaking.
Especially when you know the owner is Ted Cruz.
And it's like, if it was like a husky or a ridgeback or a working dog meant to be outdoors, it'd be one thing. But this is clearly a dog that
is living a pampered life.
This is a dog that over hundreds of years was bred to be completely defenseless and helpless in the face of any crisis.
Yes.
But yeah, of course, Ted Cruz ditched his poodle and left it for someone else to deal with while he went down to Mexico. That's just, it's Ted Cruz we're talking about here.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous that someone has to leave the safety and security of their own home to go deal with Ted's dogs.
Yeah, just make sure it doesn't die. Or I don't know, maybe it will. Maybe it'll be...
Oh, the girls will be so upset briefly. They'll get over it. But maybe something could happen.
Oh, no. Is the dog going to die in the cold? That would be horrible. I hate when animals die. I have never killed an animal.
Or a person, I swear.
Or a person.
Or a person, I swear.
You know, they say the first step to becoming a serial killer is practicing on animals. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't know anything about that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to dog on anyone who owns a poodle or whatever, but specifically for Ted Cruz, who,
the dog's name is Snowflake, too, which is fucking hilarious.
Ted Cruz is a person who wants to be a manly man. I'm from Texas, look at my boots, all that. And he owns a poodle. And there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, he does live in a household of women and girls.
Mm-hmm. It's understandable. It's just funny when Ted Cruz does it.
It is funny. And also, this is still, I don't know where this ranks, because this made a lot of people, including myself, remember a much older political story involving a dog and a failed presidential candidate, Mitt Romney, who went on a road trip with his family and put the dog in its sort of kennel house and just strapped that to the roof of the car for just driving all day.
What is wrong with these people?
Across the country. No, it's great. The dog will get a lot of air up there. It's fine.
He loves it. He's always got his head out the window. Why not just put the whole body out the window? It's fine. But let's move on. Over on the GameStop stock.
GameStonk?
I can't wait for this to be over because I hate saying that.
Yeah.
Over on that side of things, there was, of course, the big hearing in Congress yesterday, which featured a bunch of key players from the whole meme stock fiasco. But with the wild week and a half or so of insane volatility in the rear view, people are actually taking a good hard look at the brokers that they're using and whether or not that broker put seemingly unnecessary restrictions on what stocks they could buy or sell, because that seemed kind of fucked up. Obviously, the big culprit here was Robinhood, the stock trading app for Gen Z and millennials, which essentially shut down trading of a number of stocks when things were getting a little out of control.
Well, they ran out of liquid capital, and I don't know. At this point, I do believe that they were in a position where they had no choice about things. It's just the reasons why their partners decided to impose this massive deposit on them very suddenly, I think has nefarious reasons behind it.
Well, it looks like the week of GameStonk's chaos might have had a lasting effect on the app itself because according to a survey done by Fortune, the Robinhood brand is severely damaged.
Quote, Fortune and Civis Analytics surveyed 2,336 U.S. adults, including 1,378 investors and 238 Robinhood account holders between February 5th and 7th. The takeaway? Robinhood has severely damaged its brand. More than half, 56%, of Robinhood account holders are considering leaving the platform as a result of the fiasco. 40% of Robinhood investors say they aren't considering it, and 4% say they've already left the platform as a result of its stock limiting. It looks like Robinhood is learning the lesson Warren Buffett preached for years. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it.
Now, in the case of Robinhood, it's like five years to build it and 5 seconds to ruin it.
I would have left already, but they fucking charge you. They shake you down.
The way out the door is not easy.
They're like, look, it costs money to move this money, this imaginary fucking digital currency to someone else. Like, that's going to cost you a couple $100. Or you could stay.
They certainly don't make it easy on the way out.
Yeah.
Having said that, it should be noted that the app is still probably the easiest to use and makes entering the stock market the most user-friendly, especially for the young people.
Now, is that a good thing? That it's so easy
probably
to use?
not. But by no means should you feel like should you use it at all, especially if you feel slighted by them or if you're pissed off about how they handled the GameStop fiasco. I deleted, or I hope I deleted it. I deactivated my account, and they were like, all right, well, let's settle these funds. It's going to take 7 to 10 days. Yeah. And also, it looks like you still have some stock here. And I went through it. I have no shares of anything. I sold it all.
Sold everything?
But there's like some random floating thing, I don't even know what it is, but they're like, you have to fully settle before you can fully deactivate. So I'm waiting for the literally $30 I had left in after all of it was said and done to go back to my bank account so I can find out what this mystical stock is that they say that I'm holding.
Yeah, I have in my Robinhood account, there's a non-existent stock listed that I just can't get rid of.
Well, there you go.
It's because it's a stock that got delisted and basically collapsed on itself. So it says current value 1/1,000,000th of a cent. And I can't get rid of it.
The one that they say that I have is worth $2. So it's I don't care. Just get me, I'm already over on Fidelity. I'm feeling great. Active Trader Pro is a great app if you're on your computer. The phone obviously still sucks, but
it's not good.
Probably shouldn't be trading on your phone anyway. Anyways, we'll really see if this has any kind of real effect on Robinhood whenever they actually do their own IPO. Because up until the GameStop saga, the company was speculated to have a valuation of around $20 billion. Now, realistically, this won't change anything. The big boys are going to take their bags of cash away and act like nothing ever happened, and the retail investors will be left with nothing or whatever the stock is currently worth. And Robinhood will, I'm sure, remain a big app in the space, as sad as it is to say. They'll probably weather the storm and continue on because at least right now, there isn't much competition out there for mobile-first, smooth user interface stock trading apps for millennials and younger.
Yeah.
It's a hip app. It's the TikTok of stock trading.
There are a couple other ones that, at the time that this was all going down, a lot of social media investors.
And there's half crypto ones.
There was one, I can't remember the name, but it was basically Robinhood, but 2 years behind where Robinhood is.
I did see there was, someone had posted it on fucking Wall Street Bets or something that, there was a couple of the big brokerages, like Fidelity was hiring UI UX people, and it's good. At the very least, this should inspire them to fix their apps or at least make them usable.
Their app is terrible. It's I just want to see how my stocks are doing. That's it.
How about some news? Yeah.
So anyway, let's get into the entertainment news now. Hollywood.
Yeah.
And here's some very good news about a movie that's coming out very soon. Mortal Kombat
Mortal Kombat
has an adults-only red band trailer.
Get the kids to bed.
You know what? Double confirmed. This thing looks exactly how we'd hoped. And it's going to be a cheesy gore fest as deep as a puddle, and that's a huge relief.
Yes, it's a. When I saw this, I was like, they did it. They went and did it. They made it exactly what it needed to be.
It looks stupid as fuck. My only complaint is it maybe doesn't look as stupid as I would have personally liked, but I think they probably kept a decent balance there.
I feel like it captures the vibe of the one from 90s, what was it, 96?
Yeah.
It looks like it was made in 1996.
The original Mortal Kombat movie looks like fucking garbage. This looks way better. You're just remembering with rose-colored glasses.
I know, but it doesn't look like this isn't like a huge, gigantic budget movie.
No, it's...
Kano's eye laser looks like shit. There's a brief shot of what I think is Reptile, and it looks like a street shark or something.
It looks only marginally better than the Mortal Kombat YouTube web series that Cinema Prime had 10 years ago. But yeah, I mean, I wish we could show you the trailer because we do want to talk about it, but we would get hit with a copyright claim and we would get hit by a community guidelines violation because it is very violent. There's some gnarly shit in this trailer, as there should be. It's Mortal Kombat. But yeah, instead we'll just give you a brief descriptive summary, and then after this video, you can go watch the full trailer yourself using the link in the description.
So Sub-Zero grabs a gun that Jax is trying to shoot him with. He freezes it as the bullet comes out, and then knocks the gun out of his hands, grabs him by the arms, which obviously freezes his arms to the point where they just completely explode into a mist of blood.
Hell fucking yes.
There's your backstory for Jax's arms.
Yeah, how'd you lose your arms?
Well, here you go.
Then there's what appears to be an unmasked scorpion using his kunai to slice and dice some fighters, and then he puts it straight through the head of one of them, and then uses that leverage to pull his entire face and body down to the ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then towards the end of the trailer, the one that everyone cheered for, the best part of the trailer, Sub-Zero slices Scorpion with an ice sword, which shoots his blood into the air. Then Sub-Zero freezes his blood in the air, turns it into a dagger, and stabs him with it.
Yeah. That's what Sub-Zero would do.
Yes. Yes.
The rest of the trailer is just some very basic introductions and world building.
They literally say their names.
Yeah, it's similar to the basic premise of the game and the first movie. There's a tournament. You have to be chosen for it, and a lot of the combatants have what appear to be superpowers. Some of the effects, if we're being honest here, are incredibly cheesy.
Yeah.
They look like something from 10 to 15 years ago.
Sure.
And there are no shortage of very cheesy one-liners just in this trailer. So we're sure that this movie will have plenty to offer on that front.
Yeah.
As it should. But like we said, this is exactly what this movie needs to be. It's the type of movie that we've been wanting for a while. A dumb, gory, cheesy, action-packed, hard R martial arts movie with lots of people meeting gruesome fates after gruesome fate. Just a blood orgy.
If I don't see someone knocked into the pit, I am going to ask for a refund on my HBO Max.
You got Goro there. You know he's going to be pulling some limbs off.
That Goro showed up, and it wasn't even like the craziest part of the trailer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, we were obviously a bit hesitant before, especially with those comments the director made. So I was like, wait.
It's about friendship and the ride that they all take along the way. It's basically Fast and Furious with Scorpion.
So it sounds like he was just,
hedging your bets.
Yeah, throwing us off his scent. The trailer does give us the confidence needed to say that, yes, we are very down for this movie. We won't even have to go to the theaters because it's coming out on April 16th, straight to HBO Max. I mean, I guess potentially a theater near you, depending on how bad of a dude are you and also how things are going.
Look, if you're going to go see this in a theater in April,
wear a Sub-Zero mask.
Mask. Yeah, you can wear a mask. You can cosplay. Yeah, it'll be fine. The only thing I think it's going to be good. The only thing I'm worried about, the fight choreography has to be on point for everything that's not super gory. Yeah. I've been spoiled by that show Warrior on, it's also on HBO Max, but it's from Cinemax or something. That show has some of the best fight scenes ever. So
I haven't watched it yet, but that show's in some weird limbo where Cinemax no longer makes it, but now
it's getting popularity.
Yeah, everyone's just now watching it, and it's just no one knows who has the rights.
It's like that show, I might be saying the wrong show, but I think it's like The Expanse. Switched to Amazon, and then Amazon was like, oh, people like this.
Yeah.
So hopefully it gets a third season. Literally some of the best fight scenes you'll see. I can't believe it's just like a TV show.
I'm going to watch that once I finish Peaky Blinders. Right. I just love that genre of gangster shit from 100 years ago. It's a great genre.
When men were men, boys were boys.
Yeah, and everyone just died all the time.
Yeah. You were dead by 30.
Yeah.
Anyways, while we're talking about new movies and trailers, specifically relating to HBO Max, yep, the damn Justice League trailer dropped. And look, you know what? I'll say it so Elliot doesn't have to. He can remain on that side. It looks a lot better than I would have thought, okay? Certainly a lot better than the first trailer that was released with the song that's very out of place, and I know he uses it on purpose. Please stop commenting about that. I know that he uses it on purpose. It just was odd, okay? And look, as we've said since the release of the Snyder Cut was confirmed, there's simply no way that it can be worse than whatever the hell we saw in theaters.
It's going to be an improvement.
That's what you would say?
You would think.
Yeah. Still, we're just wondering how it's possible to recut a movie and turn it into a masterpiece based on what we actually did see on screen already. And no, this doesn't mean that we're saying that this is going to be amazing. We're not completely switching our tune, because as you'll remember, Batman v Superman was a huge letdown for us, and Snyder was in complete control of that one. Regardless, the recent trailer does pique my interest far more than anything else I've seen so far, and yes, it was actually very dumb yet hilarious that the Joker said the damn society line.
I laughed about that because it's genuinely funny, and it actually genuinely makes me want to see the movie more than I did before.
Yeah.
I am starting at a baseline of 0.
Yeah.
But I made fun of it on Twitter, and the Snyder people got very mad at me.
Well, that's their whole shit.
It's ridiculous. They knew what they were fucking doing putting that in there.
Of course they did.
It's ridiculous, and I'm acknowledging that.
No, you can't play anymore because you didn't want this.
Yeah, and then even Jared Leto, he fucking tweeted, we live in a society. It's a fucking joke. Everyone's in on the joke.
That it was put there on purpose.
Yes.
Look, just be happy that we're more interested now than we ever have been, okay? We're going to give the project the benefit of the doubt for now.
We live in a society.
And we'll have to wait and see how it plays out on our screens when this 4-hour-long movie debuts on March 18th, which is almost exactly 3 years to the day that the original was released in theaters.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, let's take a quick break now to say thanks to today's sponsors. And we got a new one for you that you've probably already heard of. Masterclass.
Welcome, Masterclass, to our show.
Have you ever wanted to try something new or perfect the skills that you have in a certain area but couldn't break through whatever it was that was holding you back? Well, that's where Masterclass shines, because you're getting information from literally the best people in the business from a variety of fields like cooking, music, film, animation, business, tech, and plenty more. These are names that you recognize. These are very famous people at the top of their craft.
Yeah, with Masterclass, you can learn from the world's best minds, anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. You can learn the art of DJing and music curation from Questlove. You can improve your cooking skills from Gordon Ramsay, or you can learn game design and theory from Will Wright. With over 100 classes from a range of world-class instructors, that thing that you've always wanted to do is closer than you think.
Yeah, I was watching Tom Morello's guitar class, and it's cool. It's obviously you need to already know how to play guitar going into it, but it's just Tom Morello explaining how he comes up with his ideas and sort of his philosophy on music.
Yeah.
And stuff he did when he was getting started, and it's very cool. I'm fascinated by it.
What I'm enjoying is the cooking stuff, because I've made it so far that I can cook a recipe. If you put a recipe in front of me, I can cook it. What I'm still not very good at is going to the grocery store and being like, I'm going to create a meal out of things that I find here, and it's going to be something more than just potatoes and meat or whatever. And I'm hoping that is really where this shines, to give me the confidence to be like, oh, I can plate something that actually looks like restaurant quality eventually, instead of 3 basic ingredients. Anyways, these cinema quality classes give you unparalleled access to literal experts, and the lessons range from showing you how to execute a technique to insights about the craft. You can explore lessons in any order across your phone, tablet, Apple TV, or computer, and at just 10 to 15 minutes in length, you can squeeze in a few lessons here or there without setting aside your entire day for it. So if you're interested, we think you should definitely check it out. Get unlimited access to every masterclass, and for our viewers, you can get 15% off an annual membership. You just go to masterclass.com/newsdump. That is masterclass.com/newsdump, or link in the description below for 15% off a yearly subscription to Masterclass.
Moving on now, have you ever wondered what makes Omaha Steaks so darn good? It's the aging process. Omaha Steaks ages their steaks at least 21 days because that's the sweet spot. It's where the magic happens. You can try those mouth-watering steaks in the Butcher's Bestsellers Grill Pack. It includes 4 of their iconic and fork-tender Butcher's Cut filet mignons, 4 ultra-juicy burgers, 4 savory pork chops, some desserts, and so much more.
I got my freezer is filled right now. I just pulled out some filet mignons for this weekend because I had a little bit of broccolini left over, and I'm going to do that up on Sunday.
I'm excited for whenever the time switch happens again because I was grilling so much last year.
And then it's dark out all the time.
And then, now it gets too dark too early. I put on a fucking headlamp when I want to grill outside. It's not ideal. But I love Omaha Steaks. I really love their desserts and sides.
Yeah.
The apple tartlets. All their potato stuff is really good. But the meat is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So go to omahasteaks.com, enter code NEWSDUMP into the search bar for a special price on this Butcher's Bestsellers package. Plus, you'll get 4 more chicken breasts and 4 more of those delicious burgers for free. Omaha Steaks has been the leader of gourmet steaks and food since 1917. No one comes close to matching the flavor, tenderness, and value of Omaha Steaks. Go to omahasteaks.com, type keyword NEWSDUMP in the search bar, and order the Butcher's Bestseller Pack today. And don't forget, you'll get the 4 free chicken breasts and the 4 burgers. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword NEWSDUMP.
Okay, oh boy. Who is ready for some good news? I got good news. I've been trying to put good news in all these episodes. I know Elliot's ready because I very recently suggested that he could de-stress a little bit by enjoying the cinematic masterpiece known as Paddington II.
Yeah, I still haven't done it. I'm getting around to it.
Well, it's time to get all caught up, Elliot, because good things can still happen. And Paddington is coming back to maintain his position as a light in this otherwise dark and dreary world. You don't know what you're missing.
I follow Paddington on Twitter. He's got some good tweets.
Yeah.
Always make me feel nice.
And Paddington is the real Mr. Worldwide. He tweets about marmalade in every language.
Yeah.
Well, this Paddington 3 news, it has given me the strength that I need to get through the rest of lockdown because I'll at least know that there is a new Paddington movie on the other side waiting for me to enjoy. Now, there's no real news outside of the confirmation that this is in the works, with reps from Studio Canal telling Variety, quote, "We can confirm Studio Canal is working very hard on film 3 with the utmost craft and care, as with film 1 and 2. Aside from that, it appears as though director Paul King, who directed the first 2 films, he will not be directing this one, but he will be involved, and I'm not sure if that's because of the overlap with the Wonka movie.
The Willy Wonka origin story?
Yeah, but it's the Paddington guy. Anyways, this is good news, and everyone should enjoy some nice marmalade as a treat. I know I'm hyping this up way too much, but and that's the problem, is like now this movie is like held above as some sort of like, I mean, it's a great movie, don't get me wrong, but it is like fetishized now. Like people love this so much. Like there was BuzzFeed articles about it.
There is like this sort of, I mean, it's an epidemic in our generation of people refusing to let go of childhood stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of people our age are really into just how good Paddington makes them feel.
And there is like a cult following of this, and I forget who I was talking to about it. One of the Schmodown guys. He's like, it's very culty. And I was like, look, it's a fun movie. Yeah. I'm excited for another one.
Is he a real bear or like is he a doll?
He's anthropomorphic. He's a doll. He's a stuffed teddy bear.
Oh, he's a stuffed teddy bear.
Yeah.
So he's like Winnie the Pooh?
Sort of. I mean, he eats and drinks.
Oh, so he shits too.
Paddington
he pisses and shits.
Everybody poops.
Oh.
Look, here's all I can say. I watched that movie and I was happy. I was a very happy person.
That's good.
And I watched it like last year, like at the beginning of the quarantine or something like that. So that's why I think
Still thinking about Paddington. Well, that's good. I'll get around to it. Anyway, here's some more wholesome news for you. They tried to give Dolly Parton a statue for being such a good person, and she decided that she doesn't need all that pomp and circumstance, at least not right now. I love you, Dolly Parton.
Yes.
So a proposal led by Tennessee State Representative John Mark Windle calling for a statue of Dolly to be erected on the Capitol grounds has a ton of support, especially after this last year. We want nice statues of people we admire.
Yeah, there was a petition going around to take down all of the Confederate statues, and every single one of them should have been a Dolly Parton statue.
Yeah. Like a lot of people were like, hell yeah, Dolly Parton does deserve a statue because she's a very generous, selfless person who has had a net positive effect on the world.
They just got to balance it right.
And it was all set to go, but Dolly herself, she said,
No.
She put out an official statement, which once again reiterates that she is about as pure of a person as we could possibly hope for. Here's what she said. I want to thank the Tennessee legislature for their consideration of a bill to erect a statue of me on the Capitol grounds. I am honored and humbled by their intention, but I have asked leaders of the state legislature to remove the bill from any and all consideration. Given all that is going on in the world, I don't think putting me on a pedestal is appropriate at this time. I hope, though, that somewhere down the road several years from now, or perhaps after I'm gone if you still feel I deserve it, then I'm certain I will stand proud in our great state capitol as a grateful Tennessean. In the meantime, I'll continue to try and do good work to make this great state proud.
And she's, talking about these trying times, she's responsible for one of the research funds behind coronavirus.
The Dolly vaccine.
Yeah, she's great. Anyways, BlizzCon kicked off on Friday night, albeit entirely online because, well. But before Blizzard could reveal all of their latest updates and news about upcoming projects and releases, oops, everything leaked. That's the problem with doing everything digital. It's apparently because they sent out a bunch of digital press kits and people just couldn't stop themselves. They just posted all that information online. So there weren't too many surprises, I guess, just because all of the most anticipated titles like Diablo 4, they've all been previously announced. Overwatch 2, what have you. But the first hours of BlizzCon have come and gone, and now that things are official, here's some of the bigger news from the event. World of Warcraft Classic is going to see the release of the first big expansion with Burning Crusade Classic, which I'm very excited about. Burning Crusade was probably one of the last huge stay-up-all-night releases that I did as an adult. I waited in line at the local Walmart, loaded it up on my computer at home, and played until noon the next day. Then Diablo 2 is getting an HD remake to hold people over while Diablo 4 is in development. Blizzard already confirmed that Diablo 4 not coming out this year, so don't get your hopes up. They did, however, show off a new trailer for a rogue character in Diablo 4, as well as more information about the game. And there's a bunch of new info about Overwatch 2, including stuff like talent trees and map announcements. Links to just all that information is below.
Now, one hilarious moment from the opening night of this all-virtual BlizzCon, though, was the performance from Metallica, who had already previously closed out a BlizzCon way back in 2014. Blizzard always gets some pretty big-named artists to close out their conventions, and even though this year was just going to be a bunch of people watching a band play over live stream, they spared no expense, and they brought Metallica back.
Yeah.
There was just one problem. So the same copyright laws that Metallica fought so furiously on behalf of about 2 decades ago, turned around to bite them right in the ass, at least on a few of the official streams. Things were reportedly fine on the BlizzCon webpage as well as on their YouTube streams, but on the front page of Twitch, which was hosting the BlizzCon stream from their Twitch gaming channel, the second the band fired up their guitars, the stream immediately converted to some sort of lo-fi royalty-free beats while Metallica gave it all on screen, so you could still see them. But you were listening to elevator music while it was going.
And it was hilarious. It was like James Hetfield being like, hey, what's up, we're Metallica. Dun, 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 and then it just immediately stops. Like the first chord that a bot could recognize of a song, it immediately flipped over.
Well, yeah, it was a hilarious juxtaposition, but it was made funnier by the fact that Metallica was so instrumental in the policies that led to exactly this sort of event.
Yeah.
Having the audio cut because letting them play could lead to the band suing over the performance that they were paid to do.
Yeah. Which is, it's just funny.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Lars. Good job, Lars.
Look, I posted the video of this. It's on my Twitter if you actually want to see the video of this happening. Because we can't even show it here because I think Twitch owns that music too. I think it's like Twitch elevator music. But it is funny because a bunch of people are like shitting all over Metallica and like, oh, this band sucks or whatever. And I had to slow people down. Hey, you respect your elders. Metallica fucking rocks. Sure, they had some pretty aggressive tactics taking down Napster.
And sure, they have probably more bad albums than good albums at this point.
Sure, whatever. But even a bad album gave us a good movie in Some Kind of Monster.
That is true.
Look, they're one of the best live bands I've ever seen. I can't go down saying that Metallica's a bad band. They are a great band, and they know to only play the hits when they play live, which is what makes them a great live band. They're not coming out and playing Reload.
I respect the hell out of bands that are long past their prime, but still put out records every like 2 to 3 years, and when you see them live, they don't even fucking touch the new shit. They know exactly what people want to hear.
We're going to do a medley of our new album, and then we're going to get back to playing songs like one.
Yeah, bands that do that, it's so funny. You see just everyone get up to go take a piss at the same time.
Where do you guys go?
Wait, no, it's some new stuff.
You guys want to hear some new shit? No. Anyways, that's it for this week's episode of News Dump. Stay tuned for a new episode of Weekly Weird News, but if you want to get caught up on everything that happened this week, we put an entire week's worth of nonsense, and it was a busy week, into 2 episodes that you can watch right over here. So check those out, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.